7 a.m., and you're in the middle of making breakfast. Suddenly, bam, the power goes out. Your toaster, microwave, and coffee maker are all out of commission. Naturally, a sense of panic starts to creep in. What now? For the Amish, though, this is just a normal day. Before you say, "I could never survive without my air fryer," consider this. The Amish have been living without electricity for over 300 years, and they're not just surviving, they're thriving. They whip up meals that would put our takeout orders to shame. How do they manage it? That's what this video is all about. The secret to Amish cooking: the wood-burning stove. At the heart of every Amish kitchen lies the wood-burning stove, a humble yet extraordinary tool that powers their culinary world. Imagine preparing every meal on what looks like an antique straight out of a historical movie. For the Amish, this stove isn't just a backup for emergencies, it's their everyday workhorse. It heats, cooks, and bakes, all without a single button or beep. Think of it as the original multi-purpose kitchen gadget. Getting started with a wood-burning stove. Unlike flipping a switch on a modern appliance, using a wood-burning stove is a hands-on process. First, where do you even find one? Though they're not part of standard kitchen remodels, wood-burning stoves are still available. Specialty stores like Lehman's, known for off-grid and Amish-style living products, or even Home Depot, stock these stoves. You might also find vintage options at estate sales or antique shops. Once you have your stove, installation is crucial. Proper ventilation is a must, so ensure the chimney or flue is well fitted and cleaned regularly to prevent blockages. The Amish excel at maintaining their stoves, thanks to their straightforward kitchen layouts. Their spaces are designed for efficiency, with no unnecessary clutter, just practical, open areas that make cooking seamless. While you don't need to rip out your modern kitchen island to embrace Amish-style cooking, reorganizing your space for better flow can make a big difference. Learning the art of cooking on a wood-burning stove. For the Amish, using a wood-burning stove is second nature. For the rest of us, it's like jumping straight into the expert level of a video game. Controlling the heat takes practice. You'll be managing firewood, adjusting air vents, and learning how to gauge temperatures without a digital readout. It may seem intimidating at first, but mastering a wood-burning stove is incredibly rewarding. It brings a sense of simplicity, self-reliance, and a deeper connection to the food you prepare. Cooking without electricity: a lesson in resilience. So, the next time you're faced with a power outage, take a moment to think about the Amish way of life. They've turned what many of us see as an inconvenience into an art form. By embracing traditional methods, they've created a lifestyle that prioritizes connection, sustainability, and delicious meals made from scratch. With a little patience and the right tools, you too can learn to cook like the Amish. No electricity required. If the Amish are to be believed, the secret to starting a reliable fire lies in using quality hardwood, kindling, and paper. To regulate the heat, the air vents on the stove, those small, unassuming knobs, become your best friend. Once the fire is burning steadily, you can add larger logs, and voila, your stove is ready for action. The stovetop itself doubles as a cooking surface, making it a versatile tool for preparing meals. In today's fast-paced world, where convenience reigns supreme, it's easy to overlook the satisfaction of slow cooking over a fire. Yes, it's more effort, but it's also far more fulfilling. Mastering the art of managing a fire and cooking on a cast iron stove offers a glimpse into the simplicity and joy of traditional cooking. For the Amish, fire building and the use of cast iron stoves are second nature. Think of a cast iron stove as a loyal companion. It's like taming a small, fiery dragon. But don't worry, this dragon's only goal is to cook your food to perfection, not wreak havoc in your home. Why cast iron stoves are timeless. Cast iron stoves are designed to retain heat for long periods. Once heated, they can sustain a steady temperature, allowing you to cook just about anything. Unlike modern high-tech ovens that often feel rushed, cast iron stoves take their time warming up. But when they're hot, they stay hot. perfect for slow-cooked meals, baking bread, or preparing pies. This quality makes them an enduring favorite among the Amish. However, cooking with a cast iron stove isn't without its challenges. It requires skill to maintain the right balance. Overfeed the fire and it overheats. Neglect it, and your food might take hours to cook, or worse, not cook at all. Where to find cast iron stoves? If you're interested in owning a cast iron stove, they can be found at antique shops, specialty retailers, or online marketplaces like Craigslist or eBay. Modern versions are still produced by companies like Vermont Castings. Keep in mind, these stoves are incredibly heavy, so you'll need help moving one into place. Ideally, position it near a chimney or install a vent for proper smoke ventilation. How to set up and use a cast iron stove. Installing a cast iron stove requires more than just placing it in your kitchen. If your home isn't already equipped with a chimney or vent, you'll need to make those additions. Once set up, starting the fire is a straightforward process. Use dry, seasoned hardwood like oak or hickory. Begin with kindling and paper to get the fire going, then add larger logs as it catches. To maintain a steady cooking temperature, practice is key. A stove thermometer can help monitor the heat, especially for baking. Cook directly on the stove surface using cast iron pots and pans, or utilize the oven compartment if your stove has one. Cooking the Amish way. Learning to cook with a cast iron stove takes time and patience, but it's a skill worth mastering. Over time, you'll gain the ability to prepare hearty, delicious meals reminiscent of the Amish way of life. Meals that embody simplicity, tradition, and a deep connection to the process of cooking itself. There's something about cooking that warms both the body and the soul, something you just can't get from a microwave. The Amish have perfected the art of preparing meals without relying on electricity, and one of their time-honored methods is cooking over campfires. While campfire cooking might remind you of scouting trips or roasting marshmallows in the backyard, for the Amish, it's a well-refined tradition passed down through generations. It sounds rustic and romantic, but it does require effort and expertise. The science of campfire cooking. Setting up a cooking campfire isn't as simple as tossing logs into a pile and lighting a match. According to Amish traditions, the type of fire you build depends on what you're cooking. For instance, teepee fire, perfect for high heat and fast cooking, like frying chicken. It involves stacking small sticks in a cone shape, creating a quick-burning, intense flame. Log cabin fire, ideal for slow-cooking stews and soups. Logs are stacked crisscross, allowing for a slower burn and producing consistent, long-lasting coals. Tools of the trade. The Amish don't rely on flashy gadgets to make extraordinary meals over campfires. Instead, they use practical tools like cast iron pots, skewers, grill racks, and even tripods to hang pots over the fire. Simple grill grates are used to create makeshift grills, showing that great cooking doesn't require elaborate setups. If you're new to campfire cooking, it's wise to start small and experiment. Jumping straight into the well-honed techniques of the Amish might leave you with more than a few burnt hot dogs. Modern conveniences, Amish style. While the Amish embrace simplicity, they aren't entirely against using modern solutions to make life easier. Electricity is off the table, but gas and propane are perfectly acceptable alternatives. These energy sources act as practical compromises that align with their beliefs. Think of it as living off-grid without fully venturing into the wilderness. Propane-powered appliances, for example, are widely used in Amish households. From stoves and ovens to water heaters and lamps, propane provides a reliable and efficient energy source. However, true to their values of moderation, the Amish don't indulge in excess. You won't find a propane-powered cappuccino machine in their homes, though that would be tempting. Getting started with propane appliances. If you're considering propane as an alternative energy source for your kitchen, the setup is simpler than you might think. Choose your appliance. Many reliable brands like GE or Frigidaire offer propane-powered stoves and ovens. Get a propane tank. You can rent or purchase a tank from a local supplier. Most companies will deliver and install the tank for you. connect, and cook. Once your propane setup is complete, you're ready to enjoy energy-efficient cooking that could help lower your electricity bills. A balanced approach to living. Simply. The Amish demonstrate how tradition and practicality can coexist. By embracing both old-fashioned techniques like campfire cooking and modern tools like propane appliances, they've struck a harmonious balance. Their way of life reminds us that sometimes, the simplest methods produce the most rewarding results. Whether it's simmering stew over a fire or baking bread with a propane oven, the Amish approach to cooking is a lesson in resilience and resourcefulness. When setting up a propane stove, it's always best to have it professionally installed. Unless you're experienced in handling gas systems, this isn't a DIY project. It's worth it to call in the experts. Safety should always come first. Solar power, a surprising twist in Amish living. While the Amish are known for avoiding electricity, in recent years, many have embraced solar power. Yes, solar energy, the same technology associated with high-tech city homes and fancy gadgets. However, the Amish use solar power in a way that aligns with their traditional values, avoiding the futuristic aesthetic while still reaping the benefits. One of the standout innovations is the solar oven. This ingenious tool allows Amish families to bake, roast, and slow-cook meals using only sunlight. Imagine a portable greenhouse for your food. Simple, efficient, and eco-friendly. A solar oven uses reflective surfaces to direct sunlight into a dark, insulated cooking chamber. The dark interior absorbs heat, trapping it to create the high temperatures needed for cooking. From baking bread to roasting meat, solar ovens perform like conventional ovens, minus the need for electricity, gas, or wood. The Amish also use solar dehydrators to preserve fruits, vegetables, and meats. These devices rely solely on sunlight to dry out food, offering a sustainable way to store fresh produce without modern refrigeration. While it may seem like a modern twist, for the Amish, solar-powered cooking is a natural extension of their desire to live in harmony with nature. If you're feeling adventurous, try building your own solar oven and enjoy a meal cooked entirely with the sun's energy. It's a simple way to reduce your reliance on electricity and experience the joy of sustainable cooking. Brick ovens, a tradition steeped in history. Another cornerstone of Amish cooking is the brick oven, a rustic yet powerful cooking tool that embodies tradition, hard work, and community. These ovens aren't just about preparing meals, they're a way of life, often serving as a focal point for gatherings. Building a brick oven is no small feat. Unlike modern appliances, you can't just walk into a store and purchase one. Instead, these ovens are crafted by hand using materials like clay, sand, and bricks. The process has been passed down through generations, turning oven building into an art form. The structure typically starts with a sturdy brick base, which is then lined with fire bricks to retain and distribute heat evenly. The ovens are usually constructed outdoors and designed to withstand high temperatures, making them ideal for baking bread, pizzas, or even roasting meat. The value of patience and community. Setting up a brick oven requires time and effort, but the rewards are unmatched. The Amish embrace the philosophy that good things take time, and the communal effort involved in building and using a brick oven is a testament to their values. Once built, these ovens provide a sense of connection to history, to the food being cooked, and to the people gathered around. Learning from the Amish. Whether it's harnessing solar power, mastering campfire cooking, or building a brick oven, the Amish approach to food preparation is a blend of practicality, tradition, and ingenuity. Their techniques remind us that cooking isn't just about convenience, it's about creating something meaningful, connecting with nature, and sharing the experience with others. If you're inspired by their way of life, why not give one of these methods a try? Build a solar oven, experiment with a campfire meal, or explore the timeless charm of a brick oven. You might just find that the most rewarding meals are the ones made with patience, effort, and a little bit of old-world charm. Brick ovens, a timeless culinary craft. Brick ovens are more than just a cooking tool for the Amish. They're a tradition that combines simplicity, hard work, and an unmatched connection to the past. These ovens are typically built outdoors, where airflow ensures proper heating. To get them ready, a hot fire, usually made from seasoned wood, is built inside, taking several hours to heat the bricks thoroughly. Once the oven reaches the ideal temperature, often around 500 degrees Fahrenheit, it's ready to work its magic. Whether it's baking bread, cooking pizzas, or roasting meats, the heat retention and even distribution of a brick oven make it perfect for creating mouth-watering results. Picture the aroma of freshly baked bread wafting through the air, except it's coming from your oven rather than a bakery. And there's nothing quite like pulling a warm loaf from the glowing oven and enjoying a slice slathered in butter. Earth ovens, cooking with the ground beneath you. Now, if you're up for something truly old school, let's talk about earth ovens, a cooking method that dates back centuries and involves literally burying your food. While it may sound like a survivalist technique, it's actually a sophisticated process steeped in tradition. How it works. Dig the hole. Start by digging a hole about 3 feet deep and wide enough to fit your food and hot rocks. Heat the rocks. Use volcanic or river stones, which hold heat exceptionally well. Build a fire at the bottom of the hole and let it burn for a few hours, allowing the rocks to absorb the heat. Prepare the food. Once the rocks are hot, clear out the fire and leave the stones behind. Wrap your food, be it meat, vegetables, or potatoes, in leaves or burlap sacks. Bury and cook. Place the food on the hot rocks, cover it with dirt, and let the natural oven do its work. The heat and steam will slow cook your meal, blending flavors and creating tender, juicy dishes. Earth ovens can reach temperatures as high as 700 degrees Fahrenheit, hotter than most modern ovens. And because the heat is evenly distributed, the results are unparalleled. Sure, you can't peek at your food while it cooks, but the rich, earthy flavors and textures are well worth the wait. Canning, the Amish secret to preserving food. If you've ever tried saving leftovers only to discover a moldy science experiment a week later, the Amish have the perfect solution: canning. Think of it as the ultimate meal prep, minus the fancy appliances. Canning is all about preserving food to last through the winter, or for us, until the last pickle in the jar is gone. Here's how it works. Sterilize the jars. Clean. Heat-proof jars are the foundation of any good canning session. Prepare the food. Whether it's fruits, vegetables, or sauces, the food is cooked and seasoned before being packed into jars. Seal and heat. The jars are sealed with airtight lids and heated in a water bath or pressure canner. This kills bacteria and creates a vacuum seal, ensuring the food stays fresh for months. The Amish rely on canning not just for practicality, but as a way to preserve the fruits of their labor, literally. From sweet jams to savory pickles, the results are as delicious as they are long-lasting. The takeaway. The Amish way of cooking, whether it's with brick ovens, earth ovens, or through canning, is a celebration of patience, tradition, and resourcefulness. These methods remind us that food preparation is more than a chore. It's an art form that connects us to the land and to each other. Next time you reach for a microwave meal, consider slowing down and trying one of these techniques. You might just discover a new appreciation for the process and the flavors it creates. Who knows? You could even inspire your neighbors to embrace some old-world charm. The Amish approach to canning, a timeless preservation method. How do the Amish keep food fresh year-round without modern refrigeration? They rely on simple, time-tested canning techniques. By heating jars to kill bacteria, sealing them tightly, and storing them properly, they ensure their food stays fresh for months. It's not just a survival skill, it's a way of life. This method allows them to enjoy a jar of peaches in the heart of winter, tasting summer even in February. If you're intrigued and want to try it yourself, don't worry. It's simpler than you think. Start by gathering the right supplies: jars, lids, and a water bath canner. which is essentially a large pot for boiling jars. These essentials are available at hardware stores, online retailers, or as convenient kits designed to make you feel like a pro in no time. Let's take tomatoes as an example, a perfect starting point for beginners. First, blanch them by boiling for a few minutes until the skins split. It's like a mini spa session for the tomatoes. Peel off the skins, pack the tomatoes into jars, and add a pinch of salt and a splash of lemon juice. Seal the jars and submerge them in your water bath canner. Ensure the jars are fully covered with water to seal correctly. After boiling for about 40 minutes, remove the jars and listen for the satisfying pop that confirms a proper seal. Congratulations! Your tomatoes are now preserved for months. The Amish take this a step further, canning everything from apples to corn to meats like chicken and beef. For meat preservation, they often smoke or dry it, another traditional technique that extends shelf life. Drying foods, whether fruits, vegetables, or jerky, is an art that uses low heat over time to remove moisture. Imagine your favorite dried fruit snacks, but made with care and patience in a barn instead of an electric dehydrator. The self-sufficient Amish pantry. Without electric refrigeration, Amish kitchens are still stocked with shelves of preserved food. From jars of pickles to dried apple slices, their pantries are a testament to self-sufficiency. Stepping into an Amish kitchen feels like entering a vintage pantry, yet it's surprisingly modern in its practicality and sustainability. But their ingenuity doesn't stop at food preservation. The Amish also adapt their cooking to the seasons. They don't rely on convenience or cravings. They base their meals on what's fresh and available. Seasonal cooking, living in harmony with nature. In the warmer months, Amish meals feature an abundance of fresh produce like corn, berries, and tomatoes. These seasonal ingredients are used in everything from hearty stews to sweet pies. As winter rolls in and the fields grow bare, their preserved goods, canned fruits, vegetables, and meats take center stage. This ensures that even in the depths of winter, the flavors of summer are only a jar away. The true secret to Amish seasonal cooking lies in their deep connection with the land. Their approach isn't just about eating what's ripe. It's about respecting and understanding the natural cycles of the earth. Instead of asking, "What do I feel like eating today?" they ask, "What's ready to harvest?" By embracing these techniques, the Amish have perfected a way of cooking and preserving food that is as practical as it is sustainable. It's a reminder that sometimes the simplest methods are the most rewarding. If you're inspired, why not give canning a try and start your own journey towards self-sufficient, seasonal eating? Embracing the Amish wisdom. Cooking in harmony with nature. The Amish have mastered a way of cooking that follows the natural rhythms of the earth. They understand when to plant, when to harvest, and most importantly, when and how to preserve. You can bring a little of this wisdom into your life by simply starting with what's in season. Take a trip to your local farmer's market or step into your backyard garden if you have one. Let the fresh, seasonal produce guide your meals. It's a simple yet transformative approach. No overthinking or meal planning needed. Just let the ingredients tell their story. For example, when summer brings an abundance of tomatoes in August, think about all the delicious possibilities. Creamy tomato soup, zesty salsa, or a crisp, refreshing salad with fresh basil. As fall arrives, the spotlight shifts to hearty squash, sweet potatoes, and the promise of homemade pumpkin pie. The joy of seasonal eating. You don't need to be Amish to savor the satisfaction of enjoying something you've grown or preserved yourself. Seasonal cooking isn't about trends. It's about embracing the food at its peak, connecting with nature, and finding joy in simplicity. A winter stew filled with root vegetables, for instance, carries a richness and depth that simply isn't the same with summer produce. It's as though the changing seasons themselves add a unique flavor to every dish. Why not start small? Try incorporating one seasonal dish into your weekly menu. Let the natural flavors of the moment guide you on a culinary adventure. Learning from Amish cooking traditions. When it comes to cooking without modern conveniences, the Amish have perfected the art. Their methods blend practicality, tradition, and a touch of creativity. If the constant buzz of kitchen gadgets or the endless reheating of meals frustrates you, perhaps it's time to borrow a page from the Amish playbook. Consider trying insulated cookware, which keeps food warm naturally, or explore cooking techniques that require more patience but yield deeply satisfying results. Cooking with care and intention, not haste, often makes the most memorable meals. A timeless approach. From the warmth of wood-burning stoves to the art of preserving food through canning and drying, the Amish remind us that cooking can be more than just preparing food. It can be a way to honor tradition, nurture creativity, and make the most of the resources we have. By taking inspiration from the Amish, you can rediscover the joys of slow, thoughtful cooking. And maybe, just maybe, learn that the meals that take a little extra time and effort are the ones that nourish not just the body, but the soul as well.